Luxury vinyl plank flooring has been marketed as the perfect solution for every home over the past decade. Waterproof, scratch-resistant, affordable. It looks like real hardwood but costs a fraction of the price. But choosing the right flooring is not about finding the cheapest option or the prettiest sample at the store. It is about understanding what you are actually buying and what it will really cost you 5 years from now. Sounds too good to be true, right? That is because it often is. Most homeowners live with floors that quietly work against them for years, without ever understanding why. The good news is, once you understand how flooring actually performs, you cannot unsee it. If you do not want to be sold a mistake, subscribe and hit like and hype. After researching industry reports, talking to flooring inspectors, and analyzing testing data from ASTM F1700 standards, I have put together everything the flooring industry does not want you to know about luxury vinyl plank. Some of this will surprise you. Some of it might make you angry, especially if you just installed CoreTech, LifeProof, or Shaw luxury vinyl in your home. But if you are considering new floors, this information could save you thousands of dollars and years of frustration. Let us start with the name itself. Luxury is just a word. Here's something interesting. We have luxury cars, luxury hotels, luxury watches. These are products where the word luxury actually means something. Higher quality materials, better craftsmanship, superior performance. But luxury vinyl plank. The word luxury was added purely for marketing purposes. At its core, LVP is PVC plastic, polyvinyl chloride resin with a photograph of wood printed on top. That's it. The luxury designation does not indicate higher quality materials or superior construction compared to standard vinyl flooring. It is simply a way to make a plastic floor sound more appealing and justify a higher price point. Think about it this way. Have you ever heard of luxury hardwood? Of course not. Real solid hardwood or engineered hardwood does not need a marketing term to sound premium. It already is premium. The fact that vinyl needed the word luxury added to its name tells you everything you need to know about how the industry views this product versus how they want you to view it. Now, I am not saying all LVP is bad. There are quality products out there from manufacturers like CoreTech and Shaw, but the luxury label does not help you identify them. A $2 per square foot LVP with a 6mm wear layer, and an $8 per square foot product with a 20mm commercial grade wear layer. Both get called luxury. The difference in quality and lifespan between them is enormous. We are talking 5 years versus 15 to 20 years, but the marketing makes them sound equivalent. For comparison, laminate flooring does not pretend to be luxury. It markets itself honestly as an affordable wood look alternative. LVP marketing positioning creates unrealistic expectations. This matters because homeowners walk into stores thinking they are getting a luxury product at a budget price. What they are often getting is plastic flooring with a nice photograph on top and a name designed to make them feel good about their purchase. This is probably the biggest misconception about LVP, and it is the one that causes the most expensive problems. Every LVP manufacturer, from Mohawk to LifeProof to Shaw, markets their product as waterproof. Technically, they are not lying. The vinyl plank itself will not absorb water. If you pour water on top of an LVP plank, it will bead up and sit there. The plank will not swell or warp like solid hardwood might. But here is what the marketing does not tell you. A flooring inspector who has spent decades examining failed floors put it perfectly. He said that when manufacturers claim waterproof, they mean waterproof from the top down, not from the bottom up. He called this a false flag. What does that mean in practice? LVP floors are installed using a click-lock flooring system. The planks snap together, but they do not create a watertight seal. There are microscopic gaps at every joint. When liquid sits on the floor, especially if it is not cleaned up immediately, it can seep through those gaps and reach the subfloor underneath. Once moisture gets under your LVP, you have a serious problem. The floor looks fine from the top. You can clean the surface until it sparkles, But underneath, moisture is trapped with nowhere to go. The subfloor can develop mold. The underlayment can deteriorate. And if that moisture came from something like pet urine, you now have an odor problem that no amount of surface cleaning will ever fix. Even the backing materials are not foolproof. Many LVP products use cork underlayment, which manufacturers promote as a comfort and sound absorption feature. But cork is tree bark, and it is not waterproof. It can absorb moisture just like any other organic material. The bottom line is that LVP is water resistant on its surface, not waterproof as a system. There is a big difference, and understanding that difference before you buy could save you from a very expensive mistake. The pet owner's nightmare. If there is one group of homeowners who has been aggressively marketed luxury vinyl plank, or LVP, it is pet owners. The pitch makes sense on the surface. You have dogs or cats, accidents happen, and you need a floor that can handle moisture and scratches. LVP seems perfect. But pet odor removal specialists tell a different story. One company that specializes in removing urine odors from homes explained that many people assume that because LVP is water resistant, pet urine will not be an issue. Unfortunately, that is not always the case. They see it constantly. The surface seems clean, but the smell keeps coming back because the urine seeped through the seams and reached the subfloor. Here is what actually happens when your dog has an accident on LVP. If you catch it immediately and clean it up, you are probably fine. The surface is resistant and easy to wipe. But if that accident happens at night, or while you are at work, or in a spot you do not notice right away, the urine has time to find its way through the click-lock joints. Once it reaches the subfloor, you have a permanent problem. The LVP essentially seals the odor underneath. You can mop, you can use enzyme cleaners, you can do everything right on the surface, and the smell will keep coming back. The only real solution is to remove the affected planks, treat or replace the subfloor, and reinstall. A flooring expert on a professional forum was even more blunt about it. He said that most click systems with vinyl will allow urine to move into the seam and eventually reach the subfloor. And once it is there, the vinyl holds the urine. No matter what you do to the vinyl, the urine will have etched into it and will not come out. He recommended sheet vinyl or porcelain tile for homes with incontinent animals, because click-together planks simply are not designed to handle that situation. Then there's the scratch issue. LVP is marketed as scratch-resistant, and compared to hardwood, it often is. But that resistance depends entirely on the thickness of the wear layer, the clear protective coating on top. Cheap LVP with a thin 6mm wear layer can show scratches within months, especially from larger dogs running across the floor. Standard residential grade is 12mm, while commercial grade 20mm wear layers offer real durability. And some LVP finishes can be slippery, particularly smooth finishes without texture. This varies significantly by product, and many manufacturers now offer textured surfaces specifically for traction. But if you buy budget LVP without checking this, you might end up with a floor that your older dog struggles to walk on comfortably. The irony is painful. Pet owners are told LVP is perfect for them. In reality, if you have a pet that might have accidents, LVP can become a trap that locks odors into your home permanently. You can't fix it. You can only replace it. One of solid hardwood's greatest advantages is that it can be renewed through refinishing. A solid hardwood floor can be sanded and refinished 3 to 5 times over its lifespan. That's potentially 50 or more years of use from a single floor. Even engineered hardwood can typically be refinished once or twice. When it gets scratched, stained, or worn, you don't replace it, you refinish it. The floor comes back looking almost new. Luxury vinyl plank offers no such option. As one industry source put it, the inability to be refinished is a huge disadvantage. Unlike solid hardwood that can be sanded and refinished multiple times, if a vinyl plank is deeply scratched or gouged, that specific plank must be replaced. There is no buffing it out. This creates several problems. First, you need to keep extra planks from your original installation. If you didn't buy extras, or if you've used them already, you'll need to find matching planks. Flooring styles get discontinued constantly. Colors and patterns change. Even the same product line from Cortec or Shaw can have slight variations between manufacturing batches. If you can't find a match, you're looking at replacing a much larger section, possibly the entire room, just to fix a damaged area. What would be a simple refinishing job on hardwood becomes a major replacement project on LVP. The math is important here. National Association of Realtors data shows that refinishing hardwood floors yields 147% cost recovery. You spend money to refinish, and you get more than that back in home value. LVP doesn't offer this equation. When it's damaged, you're spending money to get back to where you started, not improving your position. This is what I mean when I call LVP disposable flooring disguised as a long-term investment. It might last 10 or 15 years if you're careful, but it doesn't have the renewability that makes hardwood a multi-generational floor. The sun is your enemy. Here is a problem that takes most homeowners by surprise, because it develops slowly over time. Luxury vinyl plank can fade when exposed to prolonged direct sunlight. Ultraviolet rays break down the printed design layer, causing colors to become washed out and dull. Industry sources confirm that prolonged exposure to direct sunlight can cause luxury vinyl plank to fade over time. And they recommend curtains, blinds, or ultraviolet blocking window films to mitigate this. This matters especially if you live in sunny climates like Florida, Arizona, or Southern California. That beautiful living room with floor-to-ceiling windows and southern exposure is slowly destroying your floor every day. The damage becomes most obvious around area rugs and furniture. Covered areas retain their original color, while exposed areas fade. When you eventually move that rug or couch, you will see a visible color difference that cannot be fixed. This is not unique to luxury vinyl plank. Many materials fade in sunlight, but it is another factor that rarely makes it into the sales pitch when you are standing in the flooring store. What's under your floor matters. LVP, luxury vinyl plank, is often marketed as an easy do-it-yourself installation project, and compared to hardwood or tile, it is. The click-lock system means you can install it without professional help. But this apparent simplicity hides a critical requirement that many do-it-yourself installers ignore or underestimate. LVP requires an extremely flat subfloor. The tolerance is typically 1/8 of an inch over a 10-foot span, according to industry installation standards. That's very tight. Flooring inspectors report that so many of their calls are for floors breaking and coming apart at the seams, and the cause is almost always subfloor preparation. When the subfloor has high spots or low spots, the LVP bends over them. Every time you step on that area, the plank flexes slightly. This puts stress on the click-lock joints. Over time, those joints fail. The planks separate. Gaps appear. Edges start to lift. The clicking and crackling sounds that many homeowners complain about usually come from exactly this problem. The planks are moving because they're bridging an uneven subfloor. One expert explained that the squish in the underlayment allows the plank to move and compress underfoot, causing the click edges to rub against each other. This creates noise and accelerates wear on the joints. Professional installers know to spend significant time on subfloor preparation. They use leveling compounds to fill low spots and grind down high spots. This prep work can add considerable cost to the installation, but it's essential for a long-lasting result. Do-it-yourself installers, eager to get to the satisfying part of snapping planks together, often rush through or skip this step entirely. The floor looks great on day one. 6 months later, it's making noise and developing gaps. The chemistry you're living with. This is the topic the flooring industry really does not like to discuss. Luxury vinyl plank, often called LVP, is made from polyvinyl chloride, PVC. The manufacturing process involves combining PVC resins with various additives, including plasticizers, stabilizers, and other chemicals. Some of these additives, including certain phthalates, have raised health concerns regarding indoor air quality. Traditional luxury vinyl plank flooring is made with synthetic materials formed by mixing and melting polyvinyl chloride resins, plasticizers, a fungicide, and ultraviolet stabilizers. The concern is that PVC can contain chemical additives, including phthalates, and in some cases lead, cadmium, or organotins. Those chemicals can potentially release volatile organic compounds, often called VOCs, into indoor air over time, particularly when the flooring is new. Good news, certifications exist to address these concerns. Look for products certified by FloorScore or GreenGuard Gold. These certifications indicate that the flooring has been tested for VOC emissions and meets standards for indoor air quality. Additional standards like California Section 01350 and CARB Phase 2 compliance provide even stricter emissions testing protocols. The bad news is that many budget LVP products, particularly those manufactured overseas with less regulatory oversight, may not meet these standards. There is another concern that rarely gets mentioned. In the event of a fire, PVC flooring produces toxic smoke. When PVC burns, it releases hydrogen chloride gas and dioxins. This does not mean your floor will spontaneously combust, but it is a factor worth knowing about, particularly if you are comparing different flooring materials for a home. This is not meant to be alarmist. Millions of homes have LVP flooring, and people live in them safely every day. But if indoor air quality is a priority for you, or if you are concerned about the chemical composition of materials in your home, this is information you deserve to have before making a decision. What buyers actually think. Here's the reality check that matters if you ever plan to sell your home. Real estate listings routinely highlight hardwood floors. It's a selling feature. Industry data indicates that hardwood floors can boost a home's value by 2.5% or more, and that over half of home buyers are willing to pay a premium for them. Refinishing existing hardwood returns 147% of the cost in added value according to the National Association of Realtors. Luxury vinyl plank does not get the same treatment. As one industry observer noted, you never see listings that prominently feature luxury vinyl plank the way they feature hardwood. At best, it's neutral. At worst, it signals to buyers that corners were cut. The perception varies by market. In some areas, luxury vinyl plank is seen as a practical, acceptable choice. In others, particularly more affluent neighborhoods, it can actually work against you. One real estate investor commented that in his neighborhood, luxury vinyl plank is viewed as low-end and frowned upon. This is market-specific, but it's worth understanding before you invest. The bottom line is that luxury vinyl plank does not add significant resale value the way hardwood does. If you are choosing flooring purely based on what helps your home's value, the math favors hardwood every time. I want to be fair here. LVP is not always the wrong choice. There are situations where it genuinely makes sense. Basements with moisture issues are a prime example. Hardwood and basements often do not mix because of humidity and the potential for water intrusion. A quality LVP with an SPC core, stone plastic composite, can handle these conditions better than wood would. Rental properties are another legitimate use case. Landlords need flooring that is durable, easy to clean, and cost-effective to replace between tenants. LVP fits that profile well. Rooms with high water exposure, like bathrooms and laundry rooms, can benefit from LVP surface water resistance, as long as you understand its limitations around standing water and seam penetration. And if budget is genuinely the primary constraint, quality LVP is better than cheap laminate flooring or worn-out carpet. Just go in with realistic expectations. If you do choose LVP, here are the minimum specifications I recommend. Look for an SPC core, which is more stable than WPC, wood plastic composite. Insist on at least a 20 mil wear layer for real durability. Avoid the 6 mil products that only last 5 years, and understand that 12 mil is standard residential grade. Verify GreenGuard Gold certification for indoor air quality, or look for California Section 01350 compliance. And choose a textured finish if you have pets, for better traction. LVP has its place, but that place is not in every room of every home, no matter what the marketing says. Before you install, ask yourself the important questions. What is underneath this floor? Could you refinish existing hardwood instead of covering it? How much sun does this room get? Do you have pets? And what happens when there is an accident you do not catch immediately? Are you buying quality, or are you just buying marketing? The word luxury in luxury vinyl plank is a word, not a guarantee. Know what you are actually getting and make your decision based on reality, not advertising. If this helped you think differently about flooring choices, let me know in the comments. If you have LVP and experienced any of these issues, I would love to hear your story. If after this video your floor feels different to you, then it worked. If this helped you see something you did not notice before, share it with someone you care about and give it the hype. It truly helps more than you think. And if you want to avoid the flooring mistakes most homes will regret in 2026, continue with the next video on screen.